What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of In My Opinion. This is your host, King Vance. If you didn't know, now you do. It's my first video back for a couple of weeks. So I'm finna jump right into it. First video I want to make is about relationships and not necessarily like any kind of relationship, just like romantically relationships and the misconceptions that people have when dealing with relationships. I know the first thing everybody like to do is post like their favorite celebrity couple, and then want to put goals, and then stuff goes left, and then you looking like, oh man, like they was my goals type thing. So I just feel like when it comes to relationships, I think it's really a trial by error. You learn it by trial by error because you have to learn to grow with someone. A lot of the times people like to the first sight of trouble, they like to run and decide, this not gonna work for me. This person do this person do that, or whatever. There's no patience when it comes to relationships anymore. People patience have ran like really, really thin within the last, I want to say 10 to 15 years. It's like real long lasting relationships don't really, happens anymore. We're in a day and age to where a lot of people that's in long lasting relationships they feel like they stuck. And these are just things that I see just over social media, even with, questions being asked, people asking, people ask if you, questions like if you had X amount of dollars, would you still stay with the person you with? If you have to remarry the person that you with, would you remarry them all over again? And things of that nature. And everybody is always like, nah, I'm taking the money and I'm running, I'm dipping. And it's like, wow. So when I say struggle, I'm not gonna mean like piss poor broke struggle, but it's somebody you struggling with, and you come into money and you just leave them. You would think that you want to ball out with that person. Like, I'm balling out with mines. We deserve to ball out. You know what I mean? Like, it's gonna get stupid around here. We finna be stupid. Kids finna be stupid. Like, we come up on a big bag and it's getting stupid around here for real. And then people, the question of, would you remarry, your spouse again? And people like, nah, I ain't never doing that again, or this, that, and the third. And it's like, if you feel that way, then why are you with the person like right now? Like right now, like why are you with that person? What is the purpose? Because if you wouldn't remarry the person that you with right now, there's no reason why you should be in a relationship with that person right now. Well, still married to that person right now, as I should say. A lot of people get online and they, talk about this 50-50 stuff, or it should be 60-40 type of stuff, or 70-30, or whatever they want to do it. And me personally, I feel like it should be done however it fits for you and your spouse and your partner. Everybody can't afford to do 50-50. Everybody can't afford to do 70-30. Everybody can't afford to do 100 and nothing. But different stages of your relationship, it happens. It happens. At one point, I wasn't doing nothing as far as like working. So my wife took care of everything. Then there was a point she's not working. I'm taking care of everything. There's been a point we both working. We go 50-50. It was times we both working, and I handle something like let's say rent and car notes, and she got everything else as far as like lights, cable bill, phone bill, stuff like that. So whatever works for you works for you. Too many people is trying to give input on what your relationship should be like. Your relationship should fit whatever fits your relationship. That shit goes without saying. Stop looking at everybody else as a goal, because no one's relationship should be a goal. Your relationship should be your goal. You should never look at, it's okay to look at somebody and be like, man, they a good couple, or this, that, and the third. That's fine. You can do that. But you shouldn't look at somebody and be like, I want to be like them. My goal of marriage or relationship is to be like them, because you don't know what they're going through behind closed doors. And that goes back to, looking at celebrities and wanting to be like, oh, They goals. Nah, celebrities ain't goals, because celebrities go through stuff just like we go through stuff. They just rich and famous. That's the only difference. Dr. Dre been married for how long? Now he's going through a divorce. And, now, people want to talk about, oh, well, he was doing this, he did that, and la da da da. He got a history of doing this. Woo. Okay, well, if you know that as a normal person, you don't think his wife knew all of that? But she still stayed, she still stuck around. That's why you let their relationship be their relationship. She wanted a divorce. I'm not mad she wanted a divorce. She got every reason to want. Anybody that got a reason to want a divorce is their reason. We can't judge somebody off wanting a divorce. She don't want to be with the man no more. Simple as that. Period. People get mad over, when it's time to divorce and the woman get half or the woman get this and the woman get that. And at one point, yeah, I used to get mad at that type of stuff too. Well, not necessarily mad, but just like confused. I'm like, man, how do you feel like you're entitled to all that? But I kind of feel like it's based on lifestyle. He gave her a lifestyle. I'm pretty sure she ain't been working. That's where the spousal support comes from. That's where the huge child support payments come from, is keeping that lifestyle that they're used to. So when she asked for a divorce, or people look at Will like that J. Cole line in his song, I want a real love. That dark-skinned Aunt Viv love. That Jada and that Will love. Fast forward, 5, 6 years later from when that song came out. Now they dealing with entanglement. It's just everybody's relationship should not be goals, which is just the point of this video. That's it. That's all. Just don't make nobody your goals. You make your own goals. You know what you want in a relationship. If you're not getting it, then you can leave. Bounce. Don't make it hard for both of y'all. If you're not getting what you want, you're not getting what you need, you can walk out the door. If you choose to stay, you're choosing to stay. So when you going through your little differences or whatever you got going on, don't blame the other person. You chose to stay. You don't like what's going on? Bounce. It's that simple. Don't have to make it hard. Nobody's going to care that your relationship failed, but you too. And if you can live with that, then you're able to move on from that. Nobody else cares. People cares for the moment. Nobody else cares. You ever seen when somebody posts on social media, they going through a divorce or they finna break up with somebody? You got people that go, oh man, that's crazy. Y'all was meant to be together, this, that, and third. Then you got some people going, good riddance. And then people jumping in inboxes, hey, what's going on? Because they don't care. Everything is in the moment. Nothing lasts forever. Everybody's attention is only for the moment. Within a couple of hours to a few days, their attention would be on something else. Nothing to do with anything. So, yeah, so when it comes to relationships, man, just do what works for you. Know what you want in a relationship. Know what you're willing to deal with in a relationship. Knowing what you're willing to put up with in a relationship. And knowing what your actual goals are in a relationship, and go for that. Don't be listening to somebody telling you what to do, how to do, this, that, and the third. Now, unless you asking that person for advice and they give you some advice, it's up to you to take it or not. I know people get mad when people take their advice. When people listen to their advice but don't take it. People don't necessarily have to take your advice. When they ask you your advice, they're just asking for your opinion. Doesn't mean they didn't consider it. Doesn't mean they wasn't thinking about it and see if it works for them. Maybe they thought about it and was just like, you know what? Nah, that ain't gonna work for me. I'm gonna stick with my original thought. Some people get in their feelings about the whole, people asking them for their opinion and then they don't take it. Well, they didn't like it. The same people who get upset about people not taking their advice is the same people who don't take other people's advice when they ask them for advice. So everybody does it. I've done it. Everybody does it. I've asked people for their advice and I was just like, no, that ain't gonna work for me. But there's nothing wrong with getting advice from people. It's just giving you different outlooks, different point of views of looking at something. That's all asking for advice is. is ask somebody, hey, if you was in this situation, you know, what would you do or how would you feel? And depending on what you say, that person might just be like, yeah, okay. Maybe I'm looking at this wrong. Maybe I'm going about it wrong. Or it'll make them think, I'm pretty good at what I'm thinking of doing and what I want to do. So when it comes to that type of stuff, man, you can't just be too into it. People is too invested. You also invested that when celebrity couples is going, even normal couples, the everyday, the everyday person couple on social media, when people going, when people going through whatever they're going through, even if they're not going through nothing, they post something on social media and everybody look at it like a jab to the partner, and it's like, what if I was just posting something, or what if I seen something that made me think about this? I'm one of those people. In the beginning, when me and my wife first got together, and we had, we was arguing and stuff like that. Yeah, we threw those, little shots or whatever on, so, social media. We was young, 21, 22 years old, throwing them little shots or whatever. I haven't done that in years. I'm grown. I don't do that. If I put something on social media, it's because I'm looking at what other people is talking about. And I'm just like, yo, and it make me throw a status. It make me throw a post up. Or I might see something that I agree with that, I'm on the side with, and I just be like, she made a good point. Especially if it's coming from a woman, I'd be like, she made a good point. Let me repost that. Trust and believe it had nothing to do with what's going on in my house, personally. I keep that in-house. Everybody don't need to know your issues, because that's what problems come into play. Because if somebody did something that you didn't like, but you go around telling everybody, but then you stay with that person, you can't expect them to look at that person the same way they did before they knew it was an issue. So whether you a man or a woman, you got an abusive partner, you got a cheating partner, just, a lazy partner, just anything that's going to make somebody look at them in a different light, you might as well keep that behind closed doors. Because at family gatherings, at events, friends gatherings, no matter, where you go, people going to look at that person side eye. All because you just couldn't keep y'all issues, behind closed doors. You had to tell the world. So now you mad because the world don't like your partner, but you ain't put no good energy out there about your partner. Everything about your partner is, oh, he cheated, she cheated, or he be beating on me, or, she always got to put her hands on me and, raise her voice and throw stuff, or she don't cook and clean, or he ain't helping me do this, and la. That's going to make people look at them weird. People going to look at them like, oh, you trash. And you can't be mad because they don't like the person now. Now they don't like the person. Why they don't like the person? Because you ain't told them nothing good about this person. You too busy complaining. So you can't put yourself in position for your relationship to fail like that. When it comes to relationship, do what you want to do in your relationship and keep it behind closed doors. You do got the ones who overdo it as far as like trying to prove that they're the perfect couple, or that it's too much. It's too much. 9 times out of 10, them the ones with the most problems. The most problems. Pictures all over Facebook. They plastering each other all over their social media. All this extra crap. They doing it for the gram and all this other BS they got going on. Them the ones with the most issues. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Them the ones with the most issues. Them the ones that feel like they have to keep a show or keep putting on for people to see that they the perfect couple. No one's a perfect couple. The situation might be perfect for them, but no one's a perfect couple. Everybody has their issues. Everybody has their problems. It just depends on if you're willing to work through them problems with that person, if you're willing to work through the issues with that person, if that person is even worth going through all of the things that you go through with that person. You're going to go through things with anybody. It doesn't matter who you with. You're going to argue. You're going to have those moments where you don't want to be bothered. All of that. It doesn't matter who you with. I don't care if you with God himself. At some point, he's going to get on your nerves. So it happens. You just have to figure it out for you. So when it comes to relationships, man, just at the end of the day, once again, as I keep repeating through this video, do what works for you. and your partner. Do what works for y'all as a group, as a couple. Don't be looking to YouTube couples because they just as worse as anybody. They worse than the normal people and they worse than actual celebrity people. Them YouTube couples, Jesus. Them YouTube couples, regular, everyday people couples, celebrity couples. No one is perfect. Do what you're going to do and leave it at that. Thanks for watching.